Oh my goodness. The Americans, they're looking at the British and they're salivating. They're like, holy shit, look at how the British are fear mongering. And then the politicians are willing to give their citizens some of that good dose of safetyism. We should do that as well. We can fearmonger, right? Like, we're from the Anglosphere too. Why shouldn't we fearmonger? So now you have a 20-year-old to testify at U.S. trial about harm from social media addiction. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes, the children. The children are in mortal peril. Oh, goodness. When I was a little lad, I was on social media and I was addicted and it ruined me. It ruined me. Why don't I get to testify to things like this, huh? Because I too was addicted to social media, and now I'm a pillar of the community, right? I run my own business. I finished 2 universities. I have a wife. I have a child. And I was addicted to social media. Instead of like being swarmed with academics and scientists to figure out how it was possible, how I navigated the internet with pornography, and despite all that, I overcame all the challenges. I got a strong jawline now, looking at the weak, pathetic mortals with disgust because they failed and I succeeded. And yet I'm still waiting for the scientists. I'm waiting for the doctors, for the psychologists to figure out, like, maybe my brain is just different, you know? Like, I overcame the challenge that many others have failed. The reality is, though, like, all of this nonsense, where this chick is complaining about Facebook and how it creates addictive algorithms that she spent hours a day scrolling. And apparently her parents just didn't exist, you know? They just allowed her to do that. And it's not the fault of the parents, it's the fault of social media for existing. This is a moral panic, right? Now, it's very similar to the one that I grew up with, which was about video games and how they are destroying children, right? Like video games, video game addiction, World of Warcraft addiction, it was everywhere on the television. It's like children are being dominated by that. And before, it was the idiot box, the television, Cartoon Network. Children are becoming zombies staring at the TV 24/7. You guys remember that? And before that, do you know what came before, like, the moral panic about Cartoon Network? Listen to this. In the 18th century, there was a moral panic because of reading novels. So, books, that was a problem, right? Like, people, especially women, read a lot of books, and this was concerning. We're not talking about pornography books. No. Just like any type of books, just novels, right? Listen to this. This was in a newspaper. Women of every age, of every condition, contract and retain a taste for novels. The depravity is universal. My sight is everywhere offended by these foolish yet dangerous books. I find them on the toilet of fashion, and in the work bag of the seamstresses, in the hands of the lady who lounges on the sofa, and of the lady who sits on the counter. From the mistresses of nobles they descend to the mistresses of snuff shops, from the belles who read them in town, to the chits who spell them in the country. I have actually seen mothers in miserable garrets crying for the imaginary distress of a heroine, while their children were crying in bed. Again, like the children. Oh my goodness, the children. And the mistress of a family losing hours over a novel in the parlor, while her maids, in emulation of the example, were similarly employed in the kitchen. I have seen a scullion wench with a disclout in one hand and a novel in the other, sobbing of the sorrows of Julia. You can also look at Walt Disney's Beauty and the Beast, right? Like, you don't really get it now. Like, Belle liked to read. Yeah, there was a moral panic about women reading a lot of books back then. Insane, right? So, like, this is an Anglosphere happy time. Every single generation freaks out over their inability to parent. That's pretty much what it is, right? It is the fact that, obviously, like, if the parent just allows the child to do whatever, the child is going to go into hedonism. Like, if it wasn't for Facebook, it would just play video games. If it wasn't for video games, it would just watch TV. If it wasn't for TV, it would go outside and do fucking crack. You know, like there was a time before computers, like kids actually did go outside and there was like a really high rate of juvenile delinquency. Yeah, it turns out when kids go outside, like one of the activities they have is to commit low-level crime. This happened in Australia, by the way, after they banned the social media websites for kids. A huge number of kids just went in and robbed stores in a way of protest, and also in a way because it's fun. You know, it's chaos. I made a video about that. Like, people were like, "Wow, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's literally what was happening in Eastern Europe when I grew up. Like, a lot of kids would commit these low-level crimes because, well, it's chaotic and they don't really understand consequences when they're young, or they think that if they get caught, it's no big deal." But the point of the matter, right, is that this is not something new with the social media, with the addiction. It's like the problem is the lack of parenting. If you're not going to tackle that, you're not solving the issue. The main reason is that they want to crack down on the internet that our fathers gave us. The internet that championed freedom, liberty, and creativity is now being sanitized, and governments want to use it as a means of control for your children. That's the problem. Like, if parents don't parent their kids and they want the government to do it for them, then they're not your kids anymore. They're the government's children. And anyone that lives in Europe, they kind of know what the government wants their children to believe. They want to believe in environmentalism, they want to believe in mass immigration, they want to believe in LGBT issues, and they want to report on their parents if possible. So this whole thing, you know, with robust age verification, with social media addiction, like all of this shit, which, by the way, happened after Elon Musk bought Twitter. Like, let's be on the same page with that. Is extremely concerning. And there is now a law in the United States which basically tries to force Windows and Linux to get the people installing the software to dox themselves before installing it. And so, like, you have to wonder, like, is there a limit? Like, is there any type of privacy that people will be allowed by the governments to have or not? And I think the answer is not. I think, like, this idea of it's for the children can be stretched and used for at least the next decade of legislation. And I don't think it matters, like, how many IDs get leaked. I don't think it matters how much private information gets on the dark web. No, I think, like, people are just fine with it. And it's kind of sad to see. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.